Hello, welcome to a new video, and this video will be the history of the Cybermen. The Cybermen are my favourite Doctor Who villains, well, second favourite villains compared to the Daleks, and I've been in the show since season 4 of Classic Who. So, in the brief history of Doctor Who, we are going to go back and have a look at the history. Well, I'm going to tell you about the history. So, the very first time we see the Cybermen appear is in the 10th planet. And this was broadcast between the 8th to the 29th of October 1966. It's the Cybermen's very first appearance. Mindas is trying to use Earth's energy pulse as the Cybermen. And the very first Cybermen we also see are these ones, the original Cybermen. And it is a brilliant story. I do love the Cybermen's very first appearance in Doctor Who. Episode 4 in this is missing, but I'm glad they've animated it for the missing episodes. So next time we actually see the Cybermen in Doctor Who is later on in season 4. And it is known as the Moon Base, or in book form, Doctor Who and the Cybermen. And it features the Cybermen next. And this story is broadcast between the 11th of February to the 4th of March 1967, also in season 4. It is a brilliant story. Jamie encounters the Cybermen again. The Doctor, Ben and Polly already have encountered the Cybermen from the 10th planet. It is an absolutely brilliant story, and they are passing diseases to try and destroy the moon's magnetron. It is a brilliant story. So the next time we actually see the Cybermen is also in another Doctor Who story, which is known as the Tomb of the Cybermen in season 5. The Cybermen have adopted the planet Teros as the home planet. We also have the very first appearance of the Cyber Controller in this story. What more do you need? It's a brilliant Cyberman story. It's an absolutely fantastic. And this was broadcast between the 2nd to the 23rd of September 1967. It is a brilliant story. It's a fantastic one. It's personally my favourite Cyberman story of the Patrolling era. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, the next story is a missing story, which I'm hoping will be animated at some point, and it is known as the Wheel in Space, and it also introduces a new bunch of Cybermen from just before the invasion, and the story was broadcast in 1968. It is an absolutely brilliant story, Wheel in Space. I've got episodes 1, hang on, where is it? Episode 3 and 6 is in this, in the Lost in Time. It's a brilliant storyline to feature the Cybermen's return. It is a fantastic one. I do wish it would be animated for episodes 1, 2, 5, 4 and 5, so I can actually sit there and watch the whole lot of the Wheel in Space. The next story that features the Cybermen it's literally the last story of the 1960s with the Cybermen, and it features these Cybermen, and it is the invasion in book and DVD. The invasion is personally another good Doctor Who story. This book broadcast between the 2nd of November to 21st of December 1968, and the Brigadier Alistair Gordon Stewart is only encounter with the Cybermen in this, and this story sets up the unit background for the period era. It's a brilliant Cyberman story. The Cybermen are trying to invade and it also recognises the Doctor from Planet 14, which is in the Wheel in Space. What more do you need? It's a brilliant Cyberman story. It's a fantastic one. The Cybermen take a break all through the Pertwee era. John Pertwee does not encounter them until later on in this list, but we also have, so the very first story we actually see the Cybermen returning is in season 12, after a bit of a rest, and it is known as the Revenge of the Cybermen. In this, the Cybermen are trying to destroy the planet Voga to stop him from, because the Cybermen are allergic to gold, and the gold in the storyline escalates in Voga. Gold is, so the Cybermen are trying to destroy the planet of gold. It's a brilliant storyline. I do love Revenge of the Cybermen. So after that, the Cybermen do take another rest, a long rest this time, until 1982 from 1975, and it was in season 19 in Earthshock the Cybermen return, and it is a brilliant story. This is actually my favourite Doctor Who story of the Cybermen. as you actually see them come out of the tombs when they come out as a cyber invasion force trying to destroy the Earth, invade the Earth. It's a brilliant storyline. It's a fantastic one. I do love Earthshock. A year later, we do see the Cybermen return, and it is in the Five Doctors, where they're on Gallifrey, because the Time Lord Bruce brings another team up against the Master. It is another brilliant Cyberman story. Well, it's technically a multi-Doctor story, but the Cybermen are brilliant in it. So the next major Doctor Who story to feature the Cybermen doesn't come until 1985 in the actual beginning opener story, Attack of the Cybermen. And the Cyber Controllers return in this after being last seen in the Tomb of the Cybermen. And this was broadcast between the 5th to the 12th of January 1985. It's a brilliant story. It also gets set back on the planet Terra. It's set on Earth where the Cybermen are trying to stop Mondas from being destroyed. It's an old time travelling one where they're trying to stop everything from happening. The Cybermen are trying to stop the Earth, Mondas from being destroyed. Cybermen are literally trying to stop Mondas from being destroyed in this planet, hiding in the sewers since the invasion. Literally since the invasion, they're hiding in the sewers at this point. You got the Cyber Controller back on Terros trying to steal a time machine. It is an absolutely brilliant storyline. So the next time we actually see the Cybermen, and they are the last appearance in Classic Who, and it is these Cybermen. Excellent. So these Cybermen's last appearance to Doctor Who is in this story, known as Silver Nemesis. And this story was broadcast between the 23rd of November to the 7th of December 1988. And this was the Doctor Who's 25th anniversary story. The Cybermen are trying to get their hands on the Nemesis so they can use it against the weapon. The Doctor stops them. It's a fantastic story. It's personally my favourite, and I do love Silver Nemesis for the 7th Doctor era. None people like this one. They prefer this to Remembrance to this, but I prefer this one. So that's it for Classic Who. Then the next time the Cybermen return isn't until 2006 in the form of the Cyber Industry Cybermen in Season 2 in 2006 in Rise of the Cybermen, Age of Steel, and Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, where you actually see the Cybermen and the Ducks meet for the first time and have a battle. It's a brilliant story. I do love Doomsday. It's fantastic. Mainly because they get rid of Rose. I hate Rose so much. But the Cybermen return in this I'm not really too keen on this in this season. The Cybermen stories are a bit crap. I do love Rise and Age of Steel. I find them two brilliantly, but Army of Ghosts and Doomsday I don't really like that much. I think that's Cybermen down at big time. So the Cybermen do return again in the 10th era for the last time in 2008 in the Christmas special, The Next Doctor, where they were pulled out of the Dimension Rift, or known as the Void, and the Christmas in our history, in our past, trying to upgrade humans, and actually trying to build a Cyber King ship. It's an absolutely another brilliant story. I do love the Next Doctor. I do prefer the Next Doctor to Series 2. The Cybermen then return for a brief cameo in the Pandorica Opens way back in Series 5. Where you got a Cybermen guarding the Pandorica, and you got the Cybermen with the rest of the Doctor's enemies putting the Doctor into the Pandorica. That's a brief cameo. The major Cybermen, we do have another Cybermen cameo and an actual Cybermen episode in Series 6. The cameo is in the When a Good Man Goes to War, where you got Rory asking where Amy is, and the Doctor destroys a whole Cyber Legion in one to try and make a point. And then the Cybermen do return later on in the series in closing time, draining the shock electrics from the cables of so they can try and survive. It's another brilliant story. James Gordon is back in this as Craig. It's just a fantastic one. The Cybermen then return in 2013 twice in the form of these Cybermen. And it is in Nightmare in Silver, where the Cybermen are trying to kidnapping kids in a theme park and having them upgraded into Cybermen. The return of the Cyberplans in this after being last seen in the Invasion. It is an absolutely brilliant Matt Smith story. I do love this one, especially when it takes over the Cyberplanet, takes over the Doctor's mind, and the Doctor shows him about the regeneration. So he goes, oh, 10 complete rejects. It's a fantastic storyline. I do love Nightmare and Silver. It is a bit of a good story. The next time Cybermen appear, they don't have much to do in the story. It's just like mainly a cameo stuff. And it is in the time of the Doctor, where you got them in front with the Doctor's head holding like handles, the cyber head. He goes, don't worry, I come in peace. And he sees some heads like, oh shit. Really? He doesn't swear, but you can actually tell by his face he does a bit. The Cybermen are a brilliant enemy in this. You have a wooden Cyberman which the Doctor just tricks with the screwdriver. And the Cybermen do return a year later in 2014, but these Cybermen are created from the dead humans, aka known as it is a plot from Missy, aka the Master, in Missy form, and it is in series 8. The Cybermen do return again, and the whole point of the Cybermen in this one, the Missy creates an army of Cybermen out of the dead to give the Doctor an army to prove to her, so she can say to the Doctor, "You're a warrior, you're a sergeant, you need an army, go and rescue everybody from the universe." And the Doctor's like, "No, I'm not that. I help people, I don't do that." It's a brilliant storyline. The first episode builds it up to a good dramatic, and then the second episode just lets it down a lot. So the Cybermen in this are brilliant. I do love the Cybermen. The Cybermen then return again, but with 3 different versions of the Cybermen in one story. We have the return of the Mondasian Cybermen. Then we have the Russell T Davies era Cybermen, and of course the Moffat Cybermen in the series 10 two-parter episode World Enough in Time and the Doctor Falls in series 10. Bill gets turned in, the Doctor's companion Bill gets turned into a Mondasian Cyberman. Two incarnations of the Master. Mainly the part of the story, wherever you go, the Cybermen will start again. The Cybermen do start again. The Cybermen are just one of those that keep coming back. No matter, they can have so many different origin stories. You got Parallel Universe from series 2. You got the Mondasian Cybermen from the 10th Planet. You got spare in the Big Finish audios. You got spare parts, where the Doctor also goes back to Mondas and creates the Cybermen in his 5th incarnation. The Cybermen never change. The Cybermen are just a brilliant enemy. And of course, we got him again with Jodie Whittaker, as we just seen in last night's episode, and it was brilliant. A whole new lot of Cybermen, and it is just superb. I do love last night's episode of Cybermen. It is fantastic. It was just brilliant. Lone Cybermen. The whole lot of the Cybermen just coming out. So this is it's just a brilliant. So this is the complete history of the Cybermen from the 10th Planet up to last night's Doctor Who Associate of the Cybermen. It is a brilliant Doctor Who episode last night's was. Personally, my favourite episode of the Cybermen is got to be Earthshock from 1982. There's nothing more you can actually say about that one. It is just superb. Let me know in the comments what your favourite Cybermen story is, and every single episode of Doctor Who and the Cybermen stories are out on book, but only one's missing from DVD and Blu-ray, which is the William Space, which I am hoping it will become out as a full animation, because that one, it deserves it. And then you can just say, oh, look at the DVD collection, you've got every episode of the Cybermen from the 10th Planet Moonbase, Tomb of the Cybermen, William Space, The Invasion, Revenge of the Cybermen, Earthshock, 5 Doctors, Attack of the Cybermen, Silver Nemesis, Rise of the Cybermen, Age of Steel, Army Ghost, Doomsday, Next Doctor, Pandorica Opens, When a Good Man Goes to War, Closing Time, Nightmare and Silver, Time with the Doctor, Death in Heaven, Dark Water, Death in Heaven, and then World Enough in Time, and the Doctor Falls, and Associate of the Cybermen. That is just all the Cybermen stories. Plus, you got loads more on Big Finish. Unfortunately, I have not heard any of the Cybermen stories from Big Finish. I don't even own any of the Cybermen stories from Big Finish yet. That is a priority. But for the book-wise, in Target Novels, I only own 4 Cybermen stories, which is the 10th Planet, the Moonbase, also known as Doctor Who and the Cybermen, the Invasion, and of course my newest one. I haven't read this yet because I'm in the middle of reading another book, Revenge of the Cybermen, which I am looking forward to. So thank you for watching this episode on the brief history of the Cybermen. I hope you... what's your favourite episode of the Cybermen? Mine is literally Earthshock. It is just a brilliant Cyberman. Peter Devonson's brilliant in that as the Doctor. It's just brilliant. I do love the 80s Cybermen. I mean, look at them. How did that look so brilliant? I love the 80s Cybermen. This Cyberman is from Silver Nemesis. It doesn't have the boots, but I kind of still collecting them. I do love the 80s Cybermen. They are just superb. So enjoy. Let me know in the comments what's your favourite story of the Cybermen, and how much do you prefer them to the Daleks? For me, they're my second favourite enemy of Doctor Who. Because nothing can beat the Daleks. Thank you for watching.